Good day everybody. In this video I would like to look at this rock slope, and you will see that this slope has lots of loose rocks right on the top. So we would like to see what kind of rock fall protection measures we can design or think about it and try to implement them. So the first thing, of course, you will go to the site and do site investigation. How to do that, please watch one of my videos on rockfall hazard assessment. And once you get to the site, you start looking around, you will see that we have here loose rocks. So potentially if there is rainfall, they can also fall down, right? Either bounce or roll. Also, if we check at the top of the slope, we also see a good number of fallen rocks. Also here, we see there is lots of rocks that we probably need to do something. So what can we do, right? So we're going to look at a few methods that we can use for this particular slope. There are probably a few others, but we're going to look at probably the most effective and inexpensive. So the first thing that you will do basically at any slope that has potential for rockfalls, it's scaling, right? So scaling, it means that you're gonna come here and remove all these loose rocks. So this means that these rocks must be removed, these rocks must be removed, and these two. So if we don't have loose rocks, we will already decrease the chance of rockfalls in the future. So that's probably the first one, and I'll probably say it's probably one of the most effective. You will see for other slopes, engineers, they will do the same thing. They will just scale the slope first. Okay, so second one, when we actually look at the slope, we will see that there is already one protection measure here. So we have it here. This is called bench. So already exists. So bench actually used to catch fallen rocks. You will see that these loose rocks here, these loose rocks, they actually came down from the top. So this bench that we have here, it's pretty effective because it can still catch the rocks, and only you see only few rocks will actually bounce over the bench and get to the end, to the toe of the slope. Okay, so this is the second one, bench already there. Okay, so what we can also do is, if we know that there will be still rocks bouncing all the way down to the toe of the slope, and if we have a building here or something, or we have maybe a highway going this way, right? So we'll need to protect it, right? One of the things that we can consider, it can be either fence, so barrier. So we're gonna put a fence here, fence or barrier. It also depends how important this infrastructure is. If there is nothing there, then maybe just you can design a not very expensive fence. Another way to do that, you can also design a ditch. So a ditch to catch all these fallen rocks, and these fallen rocks will actually stay inside this ditch. So this can be also pretty helpful. So I'm gonna write option number 3 will be fence. And there are different types of fences. So these some more expensive. They will probably catch even larger rocks. Some are not that expensive, but if you don't have very high size fallen rocks, maybe you don't really need to spend lots of money on fence, but also depends. You can do some simulation. You can use rockfall and watch my other videos on rockfall. You will see how you can simulate fence. So how you can change the properties of the fence and how you can move around. So just watch that video. I will put description underneath this video. And number 4 will be ditch. Right. Also, I have a video how to design a ditch. So if you watch that video, you'll be able to design the ditch and find the width and depth of the ditch. Okay, so that will be probably the first thing that we'll consider. And another one that is pretty useful and it's become popular in the past several years, it's mesh. So people call it hanging mesh or drapery mesh. So I'm going to explain what it means, drapery mesh. So you see, if we have a rock here on the top, and if it's going to fall down, it's going to bounce, bounce, bounce. So sometimes it can bounce very high and come here to the surface, right? So the idea of drapery mesh or hanging mesh, you just hang it, here, right? So that even if we have rocks that will fall down, so we can't really stop the rocks from falling down, but they will be constrained by the mesh, so they're not going to bounce too much, so you can actually contain them within a certain area, like here. So one of the ideas we can have is to put one drapery mesh here and another drapery mesh over here. So I'm going to go to the next slide to show you the final design for this slope. So this is what we had before, and we know that there will be even more rock falls, and this is what we can think about after. So how we can protect the slope from further future rock falls. Well, we still have rocks, probably we cannot remove them. So you will see that we have a bench and it's clean. So also there is no more loose rocks, so we scaled the whole slope. Here we design a ditch, and these are the values that you can guys also can design. So you can find it based on the slope inclination and height. So this is width and this is depth. Watch my other video. Then also here we put drapery mesh. You see, in this case, drapery mesh, it's a little bit open here, so that if we have a rock, that will go down. So the drapery mesh will catch it, and then when it falls down, it will be constrained and come here. There are different approaches to design drapery mesh. Sometimes people just put drapery mesh all the way to the bottom, but I don't think that's the right way to do it. You still need to keep it open at the bottom so that you will allow these rocks actually fall through and accumulate here on the bench. So later on you will come and clean the bench again. If you fix it here and then rocks cannot fall through this mesh, what happens is that rock will accumulate here, because they have no way to go, and you will damage the mesh over time, right? If you are worried about these loose rocks, you can put another drapery mesh here. So if rocks will fall down again, they will just come here, right in this ditch. For the ditch, usually we would use a gravel bed, something that will decrease the kinematic energy of the rocks, so that they cannot bounce out of the ditch, right? So this is how you contain them. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope now you have a better idea what protection measures you can use against rock falls. Have a nice day, bye.